Hello, everybody, and welcome to our new episode of TJS Community Podcast. In the light of New Year's, I would like to wish everyone from TGS family a happy New Year's. In today's episode, we'll be covering a special guest named Khalil. I would love for him to introduce himself. So, hi, Khalil. Can you tell us a bit about yourself, what course you're studying, and where?
Hello, Asma. I study at APU, Asia Pacific University. I do international business management course. I'm in my final year, about to start my final semester in January.
Congratulations in advance. You're basically nearing to the end. So, I would like to ask, why have you considered Malaysia as a higher education destination?
Malaysia was one of my options to come and further my studies in. During my time in Sudan, I've applied online to APU and I was accepted and I flew in here
All right, that's great. So, meaning the application process from Sudan directly all the way to Malaysia was very straightforward for you. All right, that's great then. So, in the light of celebrating New Year's, we would also like to ask specifically, how does Sudanese New Year celebration differs from Malaysia?
It's not a lot different actually. Um, it is about the company you're around and the kind of activity you indulge in, but mainly it is about the people. That's why you would enjoy it.
All right, definitely. It seems that what makes it different for you is the friends and the community you have back in Sudan.
You're right. You're right.
So, in that case, I would say, what is the best part of the New Year celebration that you personally miss back in Sudan?
I would just say family and friends. The company that I was around. Yes.
Okay, that's great. So, basically, for you, New Year's is all about family, friends, and having those close to you around.
Correct. Correct. Yes.
That's great then. So, diving into your academic experience, especially being an APU student, I know that APU can have such grand events, especially in terms of diversity and different student cultures. How does APU celebrate New Year's, and how does it make you feel as an international student?
It makes me feel very included. We have a lot of diverse students in the university, so you wouldn't really know that you're an outsider as much. You wouldn't really notice. There's a lot of events that take place to celebrate each and everyone's different culture and background. Usually, we around the end of the year we have ICN International Cultural Night where all students are celebrated and they represent their countries in dance, in music, or in food and so on.
All right, that's great then. So APU definitely is a home away from home in terms of having students not just from your country but internationally across the board. So the follow-up question would be, in that case, being a Sudanese specifically, how do you stay connected to your Sudanese culture while studying abroad?
Um, I surround myself in an environment that celebrates each and every different individual, not necessarily in a exclusively only Sudanese environment that I exist in most of the time. But having your differences celebrated does keep you connected to your culture and roots. So I don't face any difficulties in that department as much as I did in my first couple months, but the transition was smooth for me.
All right, that's great then. And generally, how do you think studying in Malaysia could shape your personal experience? Like, what makes Malaysia a good destination? All right, that's great then. And generally, how do you think studying in Malaysia could shape your personal experience? Like, what makes Malaysia a good destination?
It would definitely be emphasis on diversity. So the more diverse kind of people you interact with will set you up for a very good future opportunities, and you'll be able to blend in very easily.
All right, that's great then. I think it's fair enough to say at the least. So I would like, from a personal experience, especially being here in Malaysia, and as you mentioned earlier, that you're in your final year, in fact, final semester, so it's just very little left for you to be done. What's one piece of advice you'd give to fellow Sudanese students considering Malaysia as a study destination?
I would advise them to of course enjoy their time and to enjoy their academic journey and to make as many networks and connections as possible in their campus, and to, of course, focus on their studies and graduate, but also to make the most out of the experience. Is a very nice experience.
All right, that's great. I think what I'm getting from what you're saying is that, of course, the main purpose is to come and study, but Malaysia has diversity and it has beautiful places to visit. So it's worthwhile enjoying that full on experience.
Yeah, it feels like a very long vacation.
Wow, that's great. So meaning Malaysia is such a beautiful place that while you're studying, it genuinely feels like you're on vacation as well. That's a very good way of putting it. And just to have a final good ending note, I would like to ask, as the new year begins, what's one wish or message you would like to share with everyone watching us?
I would like to advise people to take their academic journey seriously, as serious as possible, and to also enjoy it, as it's a very important part of their years as they grow. And as well as in terms of coming to Malaysia and studying in Malaysia, I think a company like you guys' TJS would be a great option, where you can ease the journey and the process of coming over here, and I would suggest that as well.
All right, thank you so much. I mean, that's why we call ourselves, besides our main name, which is TJS Studysteps, we also call ourselves TJS Family. So the whole point is helping students like yourself find Malaysia as not only a place of wishing to come in terms of beauty and culture and diversity, but ultimately the quality of education. And I believe Malaysian University is the best of both worlds. So thank you, everyone. And like I said again, Happy New Year's, and we wish you the best.